Good morning, everybody. So today I'm in my kitchen where I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on how to write poetry with zero help from artificial intelligence. So when I think of artificial intelligence, I think of ChatGPT, the killing of creativity, everything is automated and the humanness is removed from everything. So without further ado, let's jump into how to write a poem with zero help from artificial intelligence. So, number one, use a mind map. Set the mood. Use keywords and themes. Okay, so now I'm going to give you examples. The mood could be positive, negative, contradictory, or miscellaneous. Those are the main ones I can think of. Okay, so keywords and themes. Let's think of a word. I wrote down here the word despair. Okay, so write it down, circle it, and use lines that are radiating from that word, despair, to create a chart or mind map. The lines will point to associated words, in this case, mostly pessimistic words, as the theme is loss of hope. So, for example, despair, okay? So we can have sorrow, grief, isolation, affliction, sympathy or pity or a lack thereof, denial even, and a positive word, acceptance. Acceptance of your situation and circumstances. So that's one mind map you can use for the word despair. So number two, this is a critical one, a very important one, of paramount importance. Use an online dictionary or print physical dictionary. Preferably encyclopedic, as it is a richer resource and source of information, and it stimulates cohesion and therefore your creativity. So, when you use a dictionary, online or print, I want you to check the following aside from the different senses of a word. So, number one, another critical one is the International Phonetic Alphabet, the IPA. You need to be able to read that. Why? Because you need to read and decipher both general US and British pronunciation for a more universal set of rhyming words. Let me give you an example. So in British English, you say worry. The word worry, okay, is pronounced wa as in cup, then re. In US English, you don't say worry, you say worry. So as in as in blur. So my point with this is to avoid words with ambiguous pronunciation patterns unless you are catering specifically to Americans or Britons, okay? So another important bullet point is idiomatic expressions or idioms. Those expressions are usually unique to a language and they incorporate words used figuratively or in a way that is unexpected. And let me give you an example. If I were to write about, let's say, being turned adrift, in other words, at the mercy of my very unpleasant circumstances, I wouldn't use words such as gift to rhyme with adrift. Gift has a positive connotation, unlike being turned adrift. But what rhyme do I use? Lift or uplift, I might also likely rule out for their positive connotations, okay? So I search online for rhymes. Let's say swift comes up, but swift is too vague or otherwise too literal. If I search for an idiomatic expression, an idiom containing the word swift, I might stumble upon time is swift. And that can add to the hopelessness of time only moving forward, implying that life doesn't wait. Time is swift means that life doesn't wait. So it's pessimistic. So bingo. Now, the last bullet point I'm going to touch on is other figures of speech. So you have similes. Use unlikely/unprecedented similes. This is a similar concept to idiomatic language, whereby you get a different effect, so to speak, from a word that often evokes a very literal, concrete, more plausible mental image. So let's say, let me give you an example. If I were to write about a person who inspires me, I might say, you are a calliope to my Homer. Now, rhymes to Homer include Roma, misnomer, and coma. Comber, Comer. So what does you are a calliope to my Homer even mean? Calliope in Greek mythology was a muse of epic poetry. Homer was an epic poet who wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. For the Odyssey, he invoked this muse for inspiration. So the meaning of you are a calliope to my Homer means you are my muse. So there you have it. 3 very important bullet points to create poetry with zero help from an artificial intelligence. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.